Dear friends, in Buddhist teachings, the Buddha pointed out three basic Dharma seals: impermanence, suffering, and non-self. These are considered key principles for recognizing the true Dharma, as well as evaluating other teachings. So what are these three seals? What is their significance in the practice for liberation? Today, let's explore these important Dharma seals. Impermanence. Firstly, the seal of impermanence. According to the Samyutta Nikaya, the Buddha taught, the world is impermanent, arising and passing away is the nature of things. The impermanence of conditioned phenomena is the mark of phenomena. Impermanence is my seal. Thus, impermanence is the characteristic, the mark of all phenomena. From matter to mind, from form to consciousness, from individual to society, everything is in a state of constant change and motion. For example, the human body is a combination of four elements: earth, water, wind, and fire. These four elements are always moving and changing from moment to moment. Therefore, the human body also changes continuously over time. The mind is similar. It constantly shifts between states of joy, sadness, anger, resentment, love, hate, never stopping. So nothing is permanent or eternal. It is because of the impermanence and constant flux of all things that people often mistaken them as permanent, clinging and attaching to them. From that, suffering arises. But if one realizes the impermanent nature of phenomena, one can let go of craving and attachment. Thereby, the mind is liberated and becomes peaceful. Therefore, the teaching on impermanence provides wisdom for people to rightly understand reality. At the same time, it also brings faith in one's ability to transform and overcome afflictions and suffering. That is the important meaning of the seal of impermanence. Suffering. Next, the second seal is suffering. In the Samyutta Agama, the Buddha taught, monks, my seal is suffering. What belongs to suffering, I have spoken, taught. What belongs to the origin of suffering, I have spoken, taught. What belongs to the cessation of suffering, I have spoken, taught. What belongs to the path leading to the cessation of suffering, I have spoken, taught. Thus, suffering is the seal, the distinguishing mark of the Buddha's teaching. Because Buddhism points out the suffering nature of life, its causes, as well as the path to be freed from suffering and attain nirvana. Accordingly, suffering includes real suffering and false happiness. People suffer because of birth, aging, illness, death, and afflictions. The causes of suffering are ignorance and craving. To end suffering, one must end ignorance and craving through the Noble Eightfold Path. Therefore, suffering is a key seal. Any teaching that does not recognize the suffering nature of life and does not point out the path of liberation from suffering is not the true Dharma. That is the meaning of the seal of suffering. Non-self. Finally, the third seal is non-self. The sutras recorded the Buddha said, monks, my seal is non-self. All phenomena are non-self. Non-self means there is no permanent, independent self or ego entity. Why? Because everything arises dependently on conditions, not self-existent. For instance, a person is an aggregate of the five skandhas: form, feeling, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. These five skandhas are made up of the four elements. The four elements are produced by karma and conditions. Therefore, there is no separate self. Similarly, other phenomena like trees, mountains, earth, heaven, are formed by combinations of causes and conditions, not self-existent. It is because of the misunderstanding that things are permanent and independent that people give rise to self-grasping and attachment. From that, craving and suffering arise. In contrast, if one realizes the non-self and dependent co-arising nature of all phenomena, one can let go of all graspings and attachments. At that time, the mind becomes free and peaceful. Therefore, non-self is a key seal of the true Dharma. It affirms the impermanent, dependent co-arising nature of things. At the same time, it also has the distinctiveness of Buddhist teachings, distinguishing it from other religions and philosophies. That is the important meaning of the seal of non-self. Applying the three seals in practice. In summary, the three seals of impermanence, suffering and non-self are fundamental Buddhist principles. They not only play an important role in recognizing the true Dharma, but also provide profound wisdom to deeply understand the impermanent, suffering and non-self nature of this phenomenal world. When applying the three seals in practice, the practitioner will gradually let go of all attachments and cravings, overcome suffering and afflictions to attain a state of peace and freedom. That is the ultimate goal and fruit that the Buddha wished to bring to all beings through propagating and practicing the three seals. Therefore, the three seals are not only philosophically profound but also highly practical in terms of spiritual cultivation and liberation practice. Thank you for listening, wishing you a peaceful day.